Successful esthetician struggles to hold on to her past relevance while someone is trying to ruin her reputation and even her life.
Skincare.
Now, you're probably wondering why I watched and reviewed a film with a description like that. And you'd be right to be confused. My cup of tea is typically, the darker stuff. And my synopsis sounds like I'm describing a Lifetime Channel movie. I think what caught my attention was the cool movie posters. I thought the trailer was solid, and I'm a fan of Elizabeth Banks and Nathan Fillion. One of my favorite movies of all time is Slither from 2006, and I love the on-screen chemistry between Banks and Fillion. So I figured I would take a chance on this, expecting to probably not like it, and surprisingly, I did. Quite a bit, actually. Skincare was directed by Austin Peters, who has mostly directed music videos, but he's done a little TV and film work as well as some other things. The cast here is good. Like I said, Banks and Fillion, I was happy to see them together again, I gotta say. Don't get me wrong, though, this isn't the same, duo that you got in Slither, like I mentioned earlier. This is a different beast entirely. These are completely different characters, and this is not a Banks Fillion team up like Slither kind of was. But regardless to say, I was happy to see them again together in a movie. I mean, Nathan Fillion is great in literally everything he does, right? But it's Elizabeth Banks that steals the show here for me, hands down. She plays Hope Goldman, our main character, and she runs a skincare business that has seen a fair amount of success in the past. However, it seems like her fame has kind of declined a bit in recent times, and she sees herself behind on her studio rent. And she's about to launch a new skincare line, and she has total faith in, that it's exactly what she needs to get back on top. But just as things are about to, seemingly look up for her email account is hacked, and someone sent an email to every one of her contacts, like almost 5,000 people. And it's not good. It's really bad. The email says that she's broke and struggling emotionally and sexually, which causes her to lose clients when she needs them the most. Now, let me kind of reiterate here. You don't have to be into cosmetics and stuff like that to enjoy this movie. I mean, I did, and look at me. It's a stylish mystery film, and I think that Elizabeth Banks, again, really kills it here. So the film is set in 2013, and it captured that time period really well. Banks just nails that 2013 style, the facial expressions, the way that she talks. I just found it to be very, very well done. So she lives and works in Hollywood, so you definitely get those cutthroat vibes, everyone trying to be someone and willing to step on some toes to get there. This is, like I said, very much a mystery film with maybe some soft thriller vibes at times. And the general plot is Elizabeth Banks trying to figure out who is trying to ruin her. Could it be Nathan Fillion's character? Maybe Angel, played by Gerardo Mendez, an up-and-coming business owner in the same industry who just moved into a nearby studio. I mean, really, it could be anyone. And I think that, in the writing department, a really good job was done as to, who this person is. The whole mystery thing. I don't watch a lot of mystery films, but I found myself, making a lot of guesses, and it just kind of kept me interested. I did predict a thing or two here while I was watching it, but nothing major, I gotta say. I'm also kind of a dummy, so but then again, I was thoroughly entertained. This movie is, again, it's far from my cup of tea normally. Now, I mentioned the film being set in 2013, and there were a few things that I really liked involving the use of that time period. I mentioned Elizabeth Banks' mannerisms, which were my favorite part of this entire film. But I also have a theory about her car. Now, I'm no car expert, or an expert on anything, really. But so she drives a Mercedes, obviously an incredibly nice car, right? But I believe that it's an older model, maybe like mid to late 90s. Now, most rich and successful people don't drive cars over 10 years old, not from what I've seen and people that I've known like that. And I believe that signified her decline in popularity, and I thought that was really clever. Like, she was hot shit when she bought the car, but now, not so much. And I also love the scene where she follows Angel home one day to spy on him, only to see him playing around with one of those home karaoke things by himself. I was laughing so hard because I had forgotten how popular those fucking things were. And one thing that I found pretty fascinating was that this film was actually loosely based on a fictional story of an actual esthetician who I never read into her case, but I guess she was acquitted on some kind of a murder for hire plot. So I'm giving Skincare a 6.5 out of 10. I would recommend it to fans of mystery movies and any and all fans of Elizabeth Banks, because she's, again, for the third, fourth time, she's great here. I always thought she was awesome, but I like her even more now. Cheers, guys.